In a world where everyone seems to be in digital marketing, how can your brand truly stand out? Digital marketing is undergoing a significant transformation. Consumers are tired of artificial content, empty promises, and superficial strategies. Big brands have realized this and are completely changing their approach. That's why I'm going to show you the 9 strategies the most successful brands are implementing today.
And the best part? You don't need a millionaire budget to implement them in your business and make your brand desired in the short, medium, and long term. So let's go. 1. Content that truly adds value. People are increasingly tired of superficial content and get-rich-quick schemes, for example. Big brands have realized that the public is looking for content that genuinely adds value to their lives, rather than falling for shallow and superficial sales pitches. These types of shallow and sensationalist content even put a certain pressure on people, making them feel like they're doing too little, wasting time, or heading in the wrong direction. In addition, many content creators convey the same message at this level, provoking people to take action, yet employing the same discourse as other creators. Generally, to purchase something these creators are selling. For example, Masterclass expanded its model beyond celebrities, bringing in mental wellness and personal development experts. Ultimately, brands are moving away from excessive displays of wealth and luxury, focusing on how their products and services can genuinely improve people's lives. Thus, we can say that the public prefers a brand that helps them grow over one that just tries to impress them. 2. Original, authentic, and human content. Have you noticed that a lot of content already comes with automatic captions, especially on social media? This means that content competition is at a global level. In other words, we can be impacted by content from brands and influencers from all over the world. Therefore, social media platforms are increasingly working to prioritize original content and ban content that is copied or replicated from other sources. Thus, creating original, authentic, and human content will have greater prominence because it will be deeper, creating a better experience with real emotions. This fosters a greater and true connection between brands and their audience. So keep in mind that authentic imperfection connects much more than artificial perfection. 3. Gamification and immersive experiences. People love to play, compete, and be rewarded. Gamification isn't new, but with the advancement of immersive technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality, and even the metaverse in its different forms, it becomes a powerful tool to engage the public in fun and memorable ways. Basically, gamification refers to the application of elements that are very present in games. These elements include stimulating competition, rules, scores, and so on. All of this is to provide a game-like environment for participants, thereby stimulating and engaging them, whether they are consumers or members of your company or team. For example, a very basic example to illustrate this is Pokemon Go. Through gamification, the company set up a scoring system in its application. It encouraged its consumers to search for creatures that were spread throughout the city. Capturing them generated rewards for participants, attracting thousands of fans and consumers to the brand. Thus, there are good possibilities to connect with your consumers, such as brand experiences, virtually trying on clothes, visualizing furniture in your home before buying, or taking virtual tours of a museum or an enterprise. This isn't just fun, it's practical and immersive. Gamified loyalty programs, transforming point accumulation into a game with missions, challenges, and rewards that generate status and recognition. Interactive content that educates and entertains, quizzes, knowledge battles, creative challenges where the public can co-create with the brand. Ultimately, these strategies not only increase interaction time with the brand, but also create a positive experience that people will want to share, strengthening community and word-of-mouth marketing. 4. Creativity. In an increasingly competitive digital environment, creativity has become the great differentiator. After all, the competitive barrier is very small. That is, anyone can enter the digital world and create content. All it takes is internet access and the ability to create content using a cell phone, for example. Therefore, big brands and creators are testing innovative formats, breaking rules, and surprising the public with unexpected approaches, thus managing to capture their audience's attention and connect even more with them. Here, it comes back a bit to what we discussed earlier. Authentic, original, and creative content becomes mandatory to stand out in this increasingly competitive and demanding world.
Most importantly, these brands are not afraid to show personality and even a little imperfection, becoming more human and relatable. Keep in mind that creativity does not require large budgets, just the courage to think differently. Therefore, study, test, and make adjustments. The digital world allows you to do this to find the right path. 5. Community building. Big brands have realized that building an engaged community is much more valuable than accumulating passive followers. Thus, the focus is on creating spaces where consumers can interact with each other and with the brand in a meaningful way. With an engaged community, social media algorithms will understand the profile of people who like your content and will then suggest it to other people who have a similar profile to those in your community. These communities not only increase loyalty, but also drastically reduce the cost of acquiring new customers. Therefore, we can say that an engaged community is the best marketing department you can have. However, don't forget that brands' participation in these communities needs to be humanized from person to person to create real connections, and thus make the brand influential, well-known, and desired. And this is very common to find in the digital world among content creators and influencers as well. 6. Strategic collaborations. Collaborations between brands, content creators, and even internal teams have become a powerful strategy. Here, it's not just about putting logos together, but about creating innovative experiences that no single brand could achieve alone. For example, Adidas and Lego created a line of sneakers that combines athletic functionality with the creativity of building blocks. McDonald's has collaborated with local artists to create exclusive packaging that tells stories of the communities where they are present. These partnerships not only expand reach, but also bring a new creative perspective and authenticity to the involved brands. They also create a connection between the communities of the two brands. Therefore, a good collaboration multiplies reach, value, and the authenticity of the brands involved. 7. Social commerce. Social commerce continues to rise, with platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest enhancing their direct shopping functionalities. The line between social browsing and online shopping is increasingly blurred. Practically, social commerce is the sale of products and services directly on social media. It's a strategy that integrates the shopping experience with social interaction, allowing consumers to discover, research, and buy without leaving the platform, leveraging the engagement and influence of social networks. In fact, if you want to know more about this topic, write social commerce in the comments. And if there are enough requests, we will develop a complete video on how to apply this to your business. According to HubSpot data, 73% of consumers have already used shopping features on social media, and this number continues to grow. So, for entrepreneurs looking to leverage this social media trend, it means that having a traditional online store is no longer enough. You need to take your products where customers already are. Even with limited resources, it's possible to implement social commerce strategies. For example, start by listing your products on platforms that offer shopping features, such as Instagram Shopping or TikTok Shop. Then, create content that highlights your products in real use and utilize features like product stickers on Instagram or shopping links on TikTok to facilitate the customer's journey, which will be fundamental for this strategy to work very well. This will even allow you to outperform the competition and achieve very significant results. 8. Hyper-personalization and unique experiences. Personalization already exists, right? We receive emails with our name, product suggestions based on what we've seen before. But the future demands much more than that. Hyper-personalization is about understanding the individual at such a deep level that you can offer an experience or product that seems to have been created exclusively for them. For example, think of streaming platforms like Netflix or YouTube itself, which not only suggest movies, but also curate a playlist based on your mood, your social interactions, and even your sleep patterns. For brands, this translates into ultra-segmented communication. Not a generic email to a group, but messages that respond to specific actions, life moments, or even challenges that the customer is facing. Adaptable products and services, possibility of mass customization, where the customer can configure details, colors, functionalities, transforming a standard product into something unique. fluid purchasing journeys, anticipating each customer's needs even before they express them, offering solutions at the exact moment and on their preferred channel. This requires the intelligent use of data, with much ethics and transparency, of course, and technologies like artificial intelligence. But the ultimate focus is always on the feeling of exclusivity and care that each client feels. 9. In-person events. After years of purely digital interactions, in-person events have resurfaced as a powerful marketing strategy today. Big brands are creating memorable experiences that combat digital fatigue and generate organic content for their platforms. For example, Apple transformed its stores into community centers with free workshops. Rock in Rio transformed its music festival into a complete experience with thematic areas, brand activations, and networking opportunities, generating organic content for social media. The event transcends music and becomes a platform for connection between brands and consumers. The most interesting thing is how these brands perfectly integrate physical experiences with their digital presence, creating a virtuous cycle of content and engagement. Ultimately, the physical world still exists and brings true and tangible connections. Furthermore, know that even a small event can generate a great impact when planned creatively. And with all these strategies we've shown you, what do they all have in common? Simple. They put people at the center. The most successful brands are not those with the largest budgets or the most advanced technologies. Rather, they are those that manage to create genuine connections and add real value to people's lives. The good news is that you don't need to implement all these strategies at once. Start by choosing one or two that resonate most with your brand and audience and gradually incorporate the others. After all, digital marketing is constantly evolving, but one thing remains constant. People want to feel understood, valued, and connected. So, brands that understand this are one step ahead, regardless of their size or budget. So, if you want to know more about digital marketing and how it works in a practical way, watch this video that shows exactly that. Click on the button above or the link in the description. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to know more about how to set up and manage your own business, visit our YouTube channel where we have several videos about this subject. If you liked it, share this video with your friends and family to help them too. Thanks, and see you next time.